Today we're going to draw a milk carton on the Lyndhurst Drawing Extravaganza. But first, a joke brought to you by True Moo. Chocolate, 1% low-fat milk. Not endorsing them, but that's just what we have. How do cows stay up to date? That cow's laughing so hard because the answer is they read the Moo's paper. Our vantage point. So when we start drawing our milk carton today, make sure that you're sitting up straight, your pencil sharpened, you have a nice open space. It doesn't have to be completely clear in your whole sketchbook, but make sure you have a nice open space. I colored the edge of my straight edge in blue so you could see it today on the video. We're gonna start with a horizontal line because we're gonna use that 2-point perspective. And when we use that, we want a point on the left side and a point on the right side. Because we're drawing the corner of our milk carton first, we're gonna draw a vertical line like so, and it's gonna be kind of long. I'm gonna make mine so it's pretty equal, like 50% of the line goes up this way, 50% of the line goes down that way. You'll get a different look if you decide to do it either way. So that's a pretty strong line. Now this line is going to be a light line because it's just a basic, kind of a guideline at first. So I'm going to draw that lightly. I'm going to draw this next line lightly. And I'm connecting this edge, or this line, the bottom of this line, the bottom of the milk carton, to the point, the bottom to the point. Now we're going to connect the top line to the point. Light line, so I can erase them. And light line, so I can erase it. 2-point perspective gives us a whole different look at things. So it kind of looks like a kite. Next thing I want to do is establish where the side of the milk carton is going to stop and start. So we've got it starting here and we can make it stop. So we need a parallel line. Parallel line means they would, if they ran into the forever land, they would never reach. Never touch is what I meant to say. Never touch. I'm going to erase these guidelines and get rid of them. I don't need them anymore. Don't need them. I'm going to go on the other side. Make it, I'm just going to eye it. I don't have to be super measuring or anything. I'm going to draw from one line to the other. So now, after I erase these guidelines, I will have two sides of a cube. There you go. That is pretty much the structure that you want for your milk carton. The next thing we need to do is make a mark right about here where the center of your milk carton could be. And that is how we're going to build the top of the structure. I'm going to create a line. This will tell us this part of the milk carton. We're going to line up the center line number 2, with the dot, okay? We're going to line up the other center line right where those two intersect, right here. Make sure you line it up before you draw the line. Some people like to jump the gun. I'm not drawing an extra line going all the way down because I don't need to. I do not need to do that, okay? So this will be about, if you want to use your, that's too long. If you want to use your ruler for this part, you can. I'm going to extend this line a little bit. You're going to start to see your milk carton come to life. Let's do some erasing now. Leave that line there. Erase the corner line right here. Erase the top line right here. And then we're just gonna bring this line, you're gonna connect this center line right here, all the way back to this point on the horizon line. This is gonna make the top fold of that. You can bring it down as far as you want. We're gonna get rid of it here in a little bit. So it looks a little confusing, but watch. We're gonna erase in here and you're gonna be like, oh, what's she doing? There. So it looks a little weird for now, but you gotta trust the process. I think Miss Geese King has said that. Trust the process. So it comes up like this. So we've got our peak right here. So we just drew right about here, but this goes too far. We're gonna make it so it works. Okay, line your straight edge up. Nope, don't do that yet. We're gonna make a line right about here. And it's gonna be shorter because it's going farther away. So if we go from the peak to right there, you see how that skinny part, that's gonna be like the rooftop of the carton. We're gonna erase this right here. So just to show you again, with this line, I lined it up right here with this dot, and I drew the line, and then I erased whatever was left. You can see some of my eraser marks right there. Okay, so now we kind of have the top. We don't have to do too much else to that unless we really want to replicate the roof line. I'm calling it the roof, but it's that peak where that is. It looks pretty rigid right now, but we'll get there. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. So to make this look more solid, we're gonna go inside the carton itself. We're gonna erase that horizon line, okay? Let's make our light source happen right about there. We'll throw off a nice cast shadow in this direction. And I'm actually looking at the milk carton, and it kind of points in the shadow. And then that shadow is going to go from dark, super dark on the edge there. Super dark. And it's just gonna get lighter. My pencil's too sharp, if that's ever a problem. It is now. So I'm gonna turn my pencil on its side. It's gonna get lighter and lighter and lighter. I've got too many lines in it, so I'm just gonna cross over it. And that shadow is gonna trail off into the distance. It's never gonna get super light and disappear because my lighting isn't like that in here. Look at that, now it's telling a story, right? So other things that you can look for inside, if you wanna add this is a pretty cool thing to do. Add in like this, and this is just something I'm looking at. It's like a little diamond thing inside there that shows us the milk. Here, I did that wrong. Other things I want to add in here, be a line that goes in like this because there's a fold line. Okay, so this will be shaded in here. Really shows that depth right there. There's a crease and a darker spot right there. This gets a little dark to a little light. So this is the far side away from the light. It's gonna be kind of medium to dark. Because it's a whitish container, it's gonna be a little bit darker, or a little bit lighter than it is dark. What to do if your lines are sketchy? There are a couple things you can do. You can go over your shading in the opposite direction. You can smudge with your finger. You can use what's called a blending stump. Okay. On the side here, we can knock off an edge. It's not quite as rigid as that. And because the light's shining down, we're gonna see a little bit of shadow in this spot coming up. Boop, boop. If you ever use your finger to blend, you're gonna please make sure that you go back in and adjust for that blending with your eraser. I'm gonna dab a little bit so that hard line goes away. And probably see a little bit of shading on the bottom. About halfway up. And there's going to be a little bit of a dark line right here on the table to show that it's actually sitting in place. Now I'm going to make some edits. I'm going to look at my lines that I've made and smooth them over because I've worn my pencil down a little bit. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to add some lines in here. Your M is going to be larger. You'd follow a line that goes back. Kind of slants like that. There you go. You have a milk carton.